y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tatiana and I'm a BSc in nursing student in my senior year. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey y'all, hey! So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to ace your nursing job interview, because I'm in my senior year and I've interviewed a couple of times, so I feel like now I can be able to tell you guys what you should say, what you shouldn't say. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. But okay, so you're probably clicking this video because you're either interested in going ahead and applying, or you just want to try to get ahead of the curve on what you need to do far as an interview. So with any nursing interview, there are going to be maybe 10 generic questions. I'll try to hit as many as possible that I remember far as the interview process. So we'll go through the questions first, and then I'll go through question by question, then I'll explain, what the question is really asking and the response you should give. So first things first, when you first start any interview, they're going to ask, tell me about yourself. Okay, so in regards to nursing, I got my iPad, y'all. But okay, in regards to nursing, okay, yes, you're going to take the time to be like, hey, my name is, I have this hobby, but the main objective is to tie it back around to nursing in some way, shape, or form. You can be like, hi, my name is Sydney, and I like to do pottery or run as a hobby. I really enjoy nursing as a whole. And this is where you dive into your experience. You got to let them know what you got in your back pocket. Like, hey, if you got med-surg experience, this is the time to explain and showcase your med-surg experience, because a lot of times people get wrapped up in a question about, tell me about yourself, and they're not tying it back to the actual job at hand. So you want to make sure that you're tying it back around to nursing, but you're also showcasing your experiences, like your background and your experience as far as nursing. Question 2 would be, how would you handle a difficult patient? Or it'll say, has there been a time that you had to deal with a difficult patient or family member, and how did you handle that situation? Okay, this is where y'all need to make sure that y'all give the most, the answer to this question is going to be, you need to make sure, even though, okay, let's say for instance you had a family member who's really, really upset because they found their loved one, they were soiled, like they had poop and pee on them or whatever the case may be, and they're mad at you, they're cussing you out from A to Z. You want to tell this interviewer that you handled this by saying, I told the patient family member, I do apologize, for you having to see this. I will get it taken care of. Just give me a second. Let me go ahead and grab everything that I need, and I will gladly get your family member cleaned up. And then you want to explain, the reason why I said that is because they're not mad at me. They're mad at the situation. So you want to make sure that you're reiterating that you are making sure that you understand that the family or patient, the family member or the patient is not mad at you. They're mad at the situation, and that you're going to make sure you do your best to help them. That is the purpose of this question. They want to see how you handle being under pressure like that. So even if you haven't been in this situation, you better use this example. Okay? Or, tweak it. You can do it like, they were mad because you didn't come back quick enough with the ice, or they mad at you because the nurse didn't come back quick enough. Just reiterate like that. Okay, so next question. talk about a time where you had a conflict with a coworker. What was the what was the conflict, and how did you handle the actual conflict? So they want to see, how are you a team player? They want to see if you're able to work with, if you're able to be a part of a team where you don't always quote unquote get along. So they want to be able to know that you're able to function in this situation, in a situation where you have a conflict, with your coworker. You don't want to tell them like, yeah, Susie pissed me off, so I punched her in the face. Y'all don't want to say that. The interview gonna end expeditiously. Y'all do not want to say that. You wanna, when you're answering this question, you want to center it around, you understood what the conflict was, and you took the lead to resolve it. You took the lead to resolve the situation, and now you're able to work together or get through the situation because you guys found some type of middle ground or something like that. It could be, if you're working as a CNA, you can use an example of, yeah, when I came onto shift, a lot of things weren't done, and got upset. My other coworker got upset that when she came back, one of the patients was not cleaned, and how did you handle that type of situation? The biggest thing is you want to make sure that you answer it as if you took the lead to resolve the situation, and the situation was resolved, and you came up with a game plan or a middle ground. So yeah. So next question that is pretty much everybody is going to get asked is, what made you want to apply for this position? Okay, so again, you want to make sure you answer this question to set yourself up for success. Okay, don't say I just applied for this because I was bored. No, just if you're not really too sure, you need to make sure you be able to, the reason why I applied for this position is because I have an interest in this particular specialty, and I want to further be able to pursue this. Simple. Another question is, why do you think that you would be a good fit for the position? Again, this is where you yap. You're gonna get the yapping about. This is where you're boosting yourself up. Again, this is where you reiterate your experiences, how you're able to, your conflict resolutions. This is where you're able to say you're able to work good with patients, family members. This is where you're pushing yourself up to where it's like, yes, I am the best. I'm going to be the best candidate for this position because I am. Your biggest thing here in interviewing any job is confidence. You need to make sure you have the confidence to answer these questions. So even if you're not too entirely sure of your answer, be confident in what confidence. You gotta have that confidence going in. You don't want to be all timid, and you need to sit up, look them dead in the eye, answer these questions with confidence. It's okay to be nervous, because I had 2 or 3 interviews, and y'all, by the time I was done interviewing, I was sweating under my arms. I was like, oh my god. Even though I know I did good on the interview, because each interview that I had, I got a call back. When it comes to nursing, there's jobs everywhere. So it's like you're going to 9 times out of 10 get the job. But I'm saying I make this video for people who's trying to go into a particular specialty. I wanted to get in a specific specialty, and I'll tell y'all which specialty I ended up getting in my next video. But if you're trying to get into a critical care, ICU, peds or women's services in general, you have to prepare yourself for an interview. You can't just wake up and then interview and give these generic answers and think you're going to stand out. You have to put time and energy into you interviewing, especially for these specialties. Any women's services specialty, you need to make sure you're prepared for that, because there's a lot of women in nursing who's trying to get in OB, who's trying to get into peds, who's trying to get in postpartum, antepartum. Like, you want to make sure that you're not just your answer's not just the same old. You need to make sure that you come prepared. Like, you're gonna stand out. You have to make yourself stand out. Even if your resume isn't the absolute best, if you rock that interview, they're gonna take a chance on you. So you just, kind of be prepared for that. But yeah, that's pretty much the basic ones that I kind of wanted to touch on. And because you're gonna have, each interviewer are gonna have like different questions. Oh, let me backtrack. The next question is gonna be, what is your weakness? Okay. When they ask what your weakness is, you need to pick something, because when you're picking whichever weakness that you choose, you want to reiterate that you're working on getting better in that particular area. I'm not gonna tell y'all what mine is, because I don't want y'all stealing mine. I'm just playing. But you want to choose a weakness that's something that is manageable. Like, you can say, I'm still working on being more confident in my communication. You can be like, I'm working on this by making sure I step out more, or making sure I lead more when it comes to patients, so I can be able to feel more comfortable in interacting, like, with patients, because sometimes I get nervous. So, things like that. That's how I would, like, put it. Yeah. So now that we're done with the question portion, let's go to the research, and I'm going to talk about research and the preparation. Okay. So I know this, it might be seeming kind of out of order, but I just want to kind of put the questions first so y'all can be like, okay, get you kind of thinking. So when I'm talking about the other stuff, you'll be like, oh, okay, I understand why she said I need to do all of these other things. So for the research and preparation part of the of you interviewing, you want to make sure you research your employer. You want to make sure you know what the hospital's mission statements are. Like, you want to make sure you know their values and culture, and make sure that's something that aligns with what you are looking for in an employer, because not only are they interviewing you, but you're interviewing them, because you're going there to help the actual company. But who wants to go somewhere where they don't like it? So you need to make sure that you understand wherever you're going, their values, their culture, and their mission statement. I think just about everybody has some type of mission statement, so you want to make sure that you know what you're getting into. Far as that, you need to make sure that you know the job description that you're going to, because it's an RN position, but what are the duties expected of being an RN or LPN? You want to make sure that you know the job description that you're applying for and what is being asked of you, because it might be asked like, okay, what do you believe is expected in this position? They might ask you that because they don't think you really read what the job description of what this particular job is. So you want to make sure that you are making sure you properly research the job that you're applying for, and you want to make sure you break down the job description and align it with key experiences that you have, or key background that you have. Like, if you're trying to get into like a critical care, you want to make sure that you read the job description, but you try to tie that job description into your current experience. So yeah, like I said before, you want to make sure that you're aligned. Every question that's being asked of you, you want to make sure you align it to you personally, but tie it back around to nursing. Just make sure you tie it back around to nursing. That's important. It's really, really important that you do that. So tips for the interview day. It's going to start off with like your appearance. I know some people, I know a few people that actually wear scrubs to their interview. Me personally, I don't recommend it. I just don't. I just never was used. I'm not used to that. I'm used to dressing up business casual, like, you know, that's just me personally. But if you've heard anybody that, you know, who's applied for the position or in whatever area that you're applying to and they come in scrubs, then, and they got the job, then kudos to them. But where I live, I don't really too much see people pop up with scrubs on to an interview. I think it's disrespectful, but that's just me personally, because it could be, they could read it as, oh, did she just get off from another job to come to this job? Or, you know, did she take time to really even like prepare to be here? Or she just rolled over and put on some scrubs, you know? So I personally would dress business casual to an interview, but to each his own, whatever you think is more, you're more comfortable with. But I recommend business casual if you live in the South. You want to make sure that you have good body language, good eye contact. Let me see. Firm handshake. That's a really big one. You want to make sure, like I said, you want to come in with confidence. So you want to make sure you're shaking their hand. Like, hey, nice to meet you. You know, shake it firm. Not like you finna rip their arm off, but just, you know, a firm handshake will suffice. But yeah, so the interviewing with nurse for your next nursing job is definitely a one-of-one experience. You might not get every job that you apply for or get interviewed for every job that you apply for, but when you do get interviewed, make sure that you rock it, because you got this. Because it is so fun to be able to be like, I know I'm getting this. Like after the interview, like I know I'm gonna get this, and you get your job offer. I'm not, the tips that I gave y'all is nothing that I have not done for myself with anything far as not just nursing. When I was in the process of trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I kind of used these same tips, but I kind of went to the point where I had to learn how to tweak it to fit me. So yeah, so just, you know, take into consideration, take it seriously when you're looking for these jobs, when you put in these job applications, especially as a new grad. If you're looking to get into a new grad residency, really take the time to read what is expected of you in a new grad residency. Some new grad residencies require you to sign a contract. Some of them have sign-on bonuses, some don't. Some have tuition reimbursement. Some have it to where you can waive your benefits or whatever if you don't need them, and it makes you, you know, increases your pay. You want to make sure you understand the job that you are applying for, or, you know, getting into. But as a new grad, you want to make sure you don't have to be strictly tied into just a single specialty. Like everybody pushes for med-surg. Yes, med-surg is a good foundation, but you don't necessarily have to start off in med-surg. You can start off in Peds. You can start off in OB. You just have to push yourself out there, and you have to have a good interview to be able to do that, because some people work as a new grad in specialty areas. So yeah, just, you know, push yourself out there. When you're doing your preceptorship, take that seriously, because people are looking at you, looking at your work ethic. They're looking at all of these things when you're precepting, because they're like, oh, okay, this person could be, you know, particularly, I would want them on the floor, because like the place that I precepted at offered me a job, because I did those 12 shifts, and I did those 12 shifts, and they're like, oh, I love her work ethic, I love what she does, you know. So take that seriously. Pick up those skills while you're in clinicals if you can. Don't be ashamed if you don't get a lot of IV practice, because that's going to come with time. But I just wanted to just give you guys some encouragement when it comes to interviewing, because it's important. Also, another thing, when you're interviewing for your jobs, I would really probably recommend doing the jobs 3 months ahead, 3 months before you graduate. So by the time you graduate and then you take like a month or whatever to take your NCLEX, you'll have a job position. Me and my classmates, we just started interviewing for stuff. Granted, we all end up we know what specialties we want to go to. We all interviewed for things, so and secured the jobs, but it was slim pickings a little bit, because it was like the time that we graduate is in June. So people that graduated in May, they already got positions. They already accepted positions because they applied like months ahead. So, but you know, sometimes some people don't want to jinx. Okay, let me get this job in March and then, you know, fail a class, whatever the case may be. I really wasn't really bothered by applying 3 months ahead of time, because it was like, I'm just trying to get to graduation. Okay, I told myself, I said I'm gonna start applying for jobs a month before I graduate, and that's exactly what I did. But it's kind of slim pickings because I graduated in June, so it's kind of like I'm getting kind of like the leftover things, or I have to wait. God, Lord, I hate to say this, but I have to wait or something for somebody to not pass their NCLEX for the job opening to open up. Like, I don't put yourself in that position if you can. But either way, like I said, nursing is a job area where there's always a position, so don't even worry about that. Yeah, so I hope this video helped you guys be ready and prepare for an interview. And yeah, so I do want to thank you guys so much for watching my video, and to my new subscribers, thank you guys so much. To my OG subscribers, thank y'all. I am so grateful, y'all. We're almost to 600 subscribers, y'all. I'm so happy about that, because y'all been hanging in with me, because I have not been posting as much as I want to, because I'm really in the process of graduating, and that is entailing a lot, which I have been picking up the camera, and you guys will see a glimpse of what it's like to prepare for graduation. I got a separate video about that, but I'm not going to drop it until literally the day that I graduate. That's when I'll drop the video. Well, no, the day after I graduate, because I gotta, yeah. But the whole process of graduating and getting everything in order is great. What's coming up in the next video is it's going to be a little bit about what I've been doing. I went to a special meeting, the exams, because now we have to push up our exams. So we have our exam 2 next week, and then we have our final that next week, and then I am completely done with I'll be completely done with my other class that actually like counts as a class. Like I get a letter grade for both classes, but the transition, no, the legal class is where I have 2 exams in the final. So I have my exam 2, and then I have my final I have, yeah, you know, the order. Exam 2, then the following week, the final. And then I have one more exam, which is the predictor for my transition class that I have to take. And then that'll be the last thing. But far as assignments, your girl is done. I'll break down in the next video what VATI is, the purpose of VATI, and all of those things. So again, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, bye.